Kicking things off today, I mentioned planting season. It can certainly be a stressful time of year. For those in the agriculture industry, you know the stressors that come with the many occupations. Whether that stress comes from uncertainty in grain or livestock production, the markets, or the ever-changing weather, that stress can pile up quite quickly. A new webinar presented by UNL Center for Ag Profitability is seeking to help overwhelmed ag producers stress less. Farmers and ranchers know the importance of planning and talking about their financial well-being with bankers, financial planners, and their spouse. However, some might not realize just how important it is to spend time on their own mental health as well. This presentation is open for farm and ranch families to participate and provide some strategies for dealing with the stress of farming and ranching in today's challenging economic environment.
Ag producers have a lot more stress than the typical population because of the lack of things that they can control. They're not necessarily able to control their own commodity prices. They have so many of those other stressors that we had mentioned earlier. In addition to, farmers are generally more of a private individual and less likely to maybe seek help because they want to kind of hold things inside and bottle it up. And there's also just the stressors of holding on to a multi-generational farm and a lot of those things related to their pride. And with our farmers and ranchers, they identify themselves as a farmer or rancher. And so really having that link to the land and having that fear of potentially losing the farm can create a lot more stress because that really does define who they are.
While weather and commodity prices are variables that can't be directly controlled by ag producers, this webinar will highlight several examples of some common sense actions and strategies that are well within our power to dictate.
But we really, when we get wrapped up in the moment, we just need to take a step back and kind of realize that certainly getting just a well-balanced diet in, getting enough sleep to meet the demands of your body. Unfortunately, when farmers work such long hours, accidents are much more likely to happen when they're sleep deprived. You don't think quite as well. Trying to manage time efficiently and spending time with family and talking to somebody, whether that might be a friend, a relative, somebody just to confide in, to let people kind of know some of your concerns and stress level that you're having. And just taking some time off. It's extremely hard for our producers to do, especially those with livestock. But it doesn't have to be a long, week-long process or anything. Just trying to find a little bit of time to maybe engage in a hobby or take a quick little family afternoon vacation to do some of those types of strategies. So there's been a lot of research that's actually shown that the more gratitude you have and try to focus on things that are more positive in your life, the less likely you are to kind of dwell on some of those negative things going on.
Brandy also points out that it is not unusual for ag producers to find themselves in stressful situations. However, when that stress from those situations is left to linger for longer periods of time, depression and other mental illness can begin to manifest. If you'd like to take part of this webinar, it is free to view online at cap.unl.edu. We've also shared a direct link along with this story to the Market Journal website.